adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. On a good night, listener discretion is advised.
What did that guy say?
I don't know, that music was ripping though.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 1-800-LOVE-191.
And now, here's Loveline with your hosts, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, indeed. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. This is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, our guest is David Alan Grier. Hello, David.
How are you?
Good.
You're probably asking why am I in such a mellow mood tonight. I just saw all 6 parts of the addiction.
Police Academy?
No. Better. Bill Moyer on public television had a 6-part series on addiction.
Yeah, it was quite
And
good.
I became, Dr. Drew, addicted
to the addiction
show
series.
on addiction. What is that? What does that mean?
They intended it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm really prepared.
But it was quite good. Apparently, what I've not actually seen it, but I've been told about the biological material I'm extremely happy with.
Yeah.
Really?
And also, it discussed the complexity of the disease, why there'll never be some pure biological solution. There are many sociological and psychological.
Well, you know, the interesting part, I was thinking about you, Adam. There's a section where they have
No,
dealt with
alcoholics.
just recently incarcerated women who are all in rehab together. And I tell you what, you, my man, would have a dating field
I
day.
could score. Yeah.
What are you kidding?
Oh,
It still
yeah.
plays that tape back and
Whether
forth.
Very needy, lots of tears.
Hey,
Oh.
whether it's a low self-esteem or just wanting to get back at Daddy, I'm in.
There you go. You catch
Whatever
them
it
right
is.
at the exit door. They come out.
The thing is,
Baby, you're for me. Come here.
Adam seems to get them right at the point they seem to be getting better, though. They're on a moratorium at that point.
Are you still addicted to strippers, or is that past?
I've moved on to porn stars in the big top variety.
Get out of here.
No, I do get the women who I get this on the first date. You know, 2 weeks ago I'd be having oral sex with you right now, but I've been used one too many times.
Tonight it stops.
Tonight it ends. The buck or something that rhymes
busting
with
you.
buck stops here.
Drew, I can't let this lie go on. I'm going to bust you. I saw Adam in a social situation.
Yes,
And you were very well dressed with a nice, respectable young woman.
That was a man.
And you were talking sense. So cut it with the wild persona. Let the people know who you really are.
I saw David at a Christmas party some months back. Well, you do the math. Whenever the Christmas season was, I was with my lovely girlfriend Lynette, and she works over at Carsey Warner.
Yeah.
And I guess
Didn't
David
you
was
still
there.
think to yourself, what's she doing with him?
Well, no, because he's totally different off.
Oh.
Yes, I was wearing a blazer, Drew. Shut the trap.
From
One of
the
mine?
top. A blazer and a skirt. He's
No.
so
He didn't have a shirt with
inside.
no shirt with a collar, though.
Yes,
No collar.
David was there, and it's going to be real smooth because I'm guessing you guys were doing Damon at that time, which is on Fox at 8 o'clock Monday nights, which aired the first, I believe it was 2 weeks on Sunday night after The Simpsons, right?
Actually, we aired tonight is our last one.
Oh, tonight? It was on tonight?
Yeah,
On-
it'll be on tomorrow, on Monday.
Oh, I should have
It's
watched.
double dipping and no ego trip.
Oh, it'll be on tomorrow night, too. Okay. Well, that's perfect. And
I was on in my parents' house when I was there this evening.
Oh boy.
Somebody's watching.
this is Damon Wayans' new series, and David plays Damon's brother, and I
certainly do.
happen to have seen the first two and thought they were great. Andrea Martin is in this,
he's
who
really funny.
kind of needs to be on TV after bouncing back and forth a little bit. I mean, everyone remembers her from SCTV many years ago, and then she was sort of the levy of that. She wasn't no John Candy, put it that way. It wasn't
who is?
straight from SCTV to the big time. She kind of did a few movies and did a little TV, but she's real strong in this role.
She's great. She's really, really funny.
And she plays the police captain, I believe.
Yes, the police captain. You're batting 1,000. Keep going.
And Damon's basically sort of a undercover type detective, and he gets to use
plays
his talents.
Damon Thomas. Get it?
Yeah,
A totally different person.
right.
That's in television now.
I love when they
you wouldn't
do
be
that.
Dr. Drew. You'd be Dr. Blue. You know, and
Right.
you wouldn't be Adam. You'd be Dan.
Well,
Dan Carolla.
I could be Adam. I just would have to be Adam Rockola.
There you go. There
Yes.
you go. Adam Rockola and Dr. Blue.
And David is Damon's brother,
That's right.
who's sort of a mall cop. And
I couldn't pass the police exam.
there's
Okay, he
a
has issues.
there's a little rivalry going there. And I'm guessing you're an older brother because You look like an older brother.
Hey, Dr. Drew, can we digress for a minute?
Yeah.
My left eye has been twitching for the last week and a
I
half.
mean, the little fluttery
No,
thing?
it's right here. It's going like
Like
crazy.
little fast
I
ones.
just put my dad on the plane. It seems to be subsiding. What's going on? He's a
Interesting.
psychiatrist, retired.
Oh, boy. You have to work
Yeah.
on somebody.
Oh, no, he's totally not into that at all. As a matter of fact, he's like, today was the first day where he goes, I don't even know what's going on in the medical field, because he's retired now.
Yeah,
so
it goes so fast.
Yeah, it goes so fast.
They're new.
That's
three
why
new.
dentists are great, because you could retire from dentistry in World War II and still be the cutting edge of technology
But
today.
don't you hate how they brag? My dad always brags. He's like, crazy. Back when I was practicing,
Oh, yeah.
that was
Oh, yeah.
really crazy.
Oh no!
Nowadays,
When men were men, we
Yeah.
listen. The younger physicians have to have heard that for the last 15 years.
we didn't have these hopped up drugs. We just had to club them.
We perform surgery in the snow up to our waist. All right, let me just say what went on today. I want to give a little shout out to all the folks over at the Long Beach Grand Prix for treating Ann and myself like the king and queen we think or
Did they let
deserve.
you in the pit area?
Yes.
That's nice. isn't
And
it?
you know, it was something that was real funny. I was hanging out mainly with P.J. Jones and his team. And when I walked over to the car, I was actually out on the racetrack when they gridded the cars up.
Oh,
and,
wow.
you know, the engines were revving, and it was really
Dr. Drew, I
exciting.
actually raced in the Celebrity Toyota Grand Prix. I think it was twice, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Adam, with your cute little story.
I didn't make the cut this year. Mr. Belvedere turned in a better lap time, and they went with a name, you know.
You and your honey bunny were out there.
I was out there with actually the Wheeze because he appreciates it more than the Honey Bunny. And so here's something funny. So I walk right out. I walk straight for all the guys in P.J. Jones's pit crew. And these guys are all wearing the fireproof suits. And they're standing by the $2 million worth of car and everything. And I walk right up to the guy, and P.J. goes, this is my this is the head mechanic, this is so-and-so, and I say to the head mechanic, listen, I don't know if I'm out of line or not, but I was up on the bridge when you guys were running practice laps, and this thing's running rich. You better lean it out, and you better lean it out now. And the guy looked at me, and he goes, we did lean it out. It was running rich. And I went,
How do you know PJ? Were you guys?
He was in here like Wednesday night with Brian Herta, who got the pole, and Brian was leading
Were they
the
on
entire.
Loveline?
Yeah.
What kind of advice were they getting?
This-
Baby, you're running a little rich. You better lean it out in your love life.
No, these aren't NASCAR drivers, please.
Sorry. Man.
Paint with such broad
Bad-
strokes.
Bad improv.
These guys are the Grand Prix guys. They're the kart guys. They're a little more refined. Very nice guys. Very soft-spoken fellas. Although,
You know that they're all homosexuals. You know that.
oh yeah, we accused
That's
them of
a
that,
beautiful
and they didn't
part.
deny it. With really good-looking chicks all over them,
Yeah,
all
to
the
snare
time.
young men like you.
Oh,
Brian said something to me.
right.
Brian said something to me on one of the bathroom runs here during the show last Thursday. Was it Thursday? Friday? Wednesday? Whenever he was
Show's
here.
not on Friday.
Yeah, whenever
Okay.
they were here. And he said to me, I meant to bring up with you because it sort of percolated through my system. He goes, because Surreal coming back. He's been back 3 times. He goes, all these things happening in my life, and I've been throwing it so many places, and here I am here again.
Wow, that's
How do you take that?
Exactly.
because this show's
Because we're
addictive.
here all
that's
the
why.
time.
Right.
No, he means he's been to Europe. He said sex with ramp models. He's done it all. And he comes back, and we're sitting here waiting for him.
Oh, boy.
Do you have some more cremora in the coffee, Drew? Thank you. Well, anyway, nice guys, and I had a great time over there today. And Herta was basically leading the entire race until the last 2 laps, and then got swooped and came in 3rd. But he poled, and P.J. Jones, who was having a lot of trouble with his engine all throughout the year because they're developing this Toyota engine, came in 10th, I believe Ann said, which is...
I'm not sure where exactly, but...
well, he plays pretty
Hi, Ann. How are
respectably.
you,
I'm good. How are you?
honey? How's everything?
It's fabulous.
You know, everyone's so cool and calm here.
You're doing that to us, David.
Well, I like to bring it down to my level.
Yeah, it's
Up
like
to my level?
Hmm.
Just at my level.
over to your level.
There you go.
Chris,
Hi.
you're 29.
Yeah.
You're on with one of the nicest guys in show business, Adam Carolla.
Hi, how you
Thanks,
doing?
Adam.
Hey, good. Thank you.
What's going on, Chris?
Well, my boyfriend, he's been calling these 1-900 numbers. Makes them jag off.
Yeah.
And I found out by accident. I looked at the phone bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was stuck together?
How much was he spending?
Oh, about $3,000.
A month?
It looks like it.
Oh, my God.
For how many months?
Well, I don't know how long.
Wow.
Does he pay the bills usually?
Yeah, so I usually don't see it.
Does he make so much, or do you guys sort of collectively make so much that you wouldn't notice that kind of expenditure?
But, yeah, that sounds about right.
How come our listeners can always find new and different ways not to answer the question and confuse us?
Yeah.
How much do you make a year?
About 25.
And how much does he make?
Maybe 60.
So,
Okay.
so a third of his salary is going out on phone bills,
Right,
and half is going out on taxes.
right.
So he must be
Right.
struggling all the time, huh?
Has there been a change in your relationship in the last few months?
No, from his ex-wife told me before he used to do this all the time.
Okay. Is he an alcoholic?
No,
You sure?
yeah.
Does he have
Who has time to drink with all this masturbation?
Does he
He'd
have a-
probably start drinking the second he let go of his penis.
Does he have a family history of alcoholism?
No.
Okay. Because this really sounds like true sexual addiction, sexual compulsions, where the
Listen, for
consequences...
$3,000 a month, I want to be talking to one of the Gabors. You know what I'm saying? Okay, one of them's dead. It may be in
The
poor
Landers
taste.
sisters, I think you're
I want one of the Landers. I want Stacks from BJ the Bear. Do you understand? I want some celebrity. I want someone who was in that race other than me today to talk sex to me. $3,000 a month.
That's a lot. Have you tried to talk to him about it?
No, because he doesn't know I know.
Well, you know, so you have it's very reasonable for you to talk to him about it, because if you continue to stay with him, should you get married or some such thing, you're going to have a real problem on your hands. It's just as if you were addicted to anything else. It's going to have consequences. It's going to affect you.
Did you try calling one of the numbers?
No,
Mm-hmm. So
Right.
you don't know how much it is a minute or where it is or anything?
no.
Hmm.
Are you sure it's a sex line? Because my ex-wife used to call astrology and psychics and stuff.
No.
I swear to you.
No.
I swear, like $1,000.
Nancy Reagan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. That's a deal
Life's
breaker.
an open book. It's back to you, Chris.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, listen, Dr. Drew, do you think she should bring it up to him?
Absolutely. I think she has every right to bring it up. It's a behavior that's going to affect her. He's hiding stuff from you that is a rather of an important nature, and we need to talk to him to find more about what he's up to here and why he needs to do this. But
Listen,
it says something
if you're
about
spending, if he's actually spending $3,000 a month on phone sex, there's something flawed
something wrong.
about him.
Yeah.
You just don't want to wind up in the joint, and when your cellmate asks you, why are you here? You say, I was shoplifting because I'm addicted to phone sex.
Yeah, man. I stole my mom's engagement ring so I could call the Dominican Republic and talk to her.
You don't want to be end up like
Chiquito
that.
one more
But
time.
there are sexual compulsive groups. SA is available, and he needs help. And if you can't confront him about this, you can't even begin the process of him getting
Well,
help.
he either needs help with the phone calls or he's got to start honing that technique, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't spend more than 3 minutes on that phone.
All right, now,
We need to talk to him.
define
Addiction?
addiction for me. I ask you every
Addiction
time I come.
for me is biologically predisposed, meaning some evidence of a family history or an ethnic predisposition. Ongoing.
Don't worry, the blacks aren't into that.
Progressive.
It's Indians.
Yeah. Firewater, Native Americans, Firewater,
Irish, Scottish, certain Central Europeans.
Bill Maher, black women, stuff like that.
Is this girlfriend black?
I wouldn't go so far to say
I heard she was
girlfriend.
more mullano.
Where was
What
I?
do the blacks have, Drew? So, David knows what
Very
they look
large egos, apparently.
There is it's progressive and ongoing use or preoccupation in the face of consequences, and this would really qualify. I mean, we don't know about the biology here in this guy, but certainly there's progressive compulsive use despite consequence. His girlfriend's being bothered by it. His pocketbook's bothered by it. It's going to come
All right,
out
so
and
let
get
me-
worse.
Wait a minute, are all addictions a disease?
If it's an addiction, yeah. It's not if it's just a compulsion, or if it's a behavior that you can choose to do or not do, or if you're doing something that harms other people and you just choose to continue it. That's not an addiction. They may have other that sort of reasons. There are always reasons behind these things.
But see, here's where I always get caught up.
Yeah.
In the end, don't you have to choose not to do it?
No, in the end, you have to choose to get help.
All right,
And-
okay, I'm not going to argue with you, because
Okay.
last time there was a fist fight and that was so
All right.
ugly.
Yeah.
Let's
Just save it for an hour or so. Anyway.
Elise?
Hi.
Hey, you're 25.
Yes, I'm 25.
What's going on?
Well, okay, I've been married for 7 years, and my husband just in January, he's had a lot of problems. He's had a lot of problems with, psychological problems and stuff, and he just kind of took off. He just left, and I didn't know where he was. He was in a mental hospital for a week, and then
that's nice.
he
What were the nature of his problems as you saw them?
He's been diagnosed as being bipolar, and also he's got a personality disorder. He's a narcissist.
Oh my God.
And so he's got problems anyway. And so, you know,
it must be in a pretty rough world for you to live in.
Oh, yeah, it's been really
Were you the product of an abusive family system yourself?
No, I wasn't.
Really?
I thought that I could help him. I felt so bad for him that, you know, I felt guilty. Like,
you knew all this when you met him?
No, it kind of gradually came out.
Because, you know, I bring that up because, Dr. Drew, I usually like to wait till the third day till I tell the women in my life, by the way, I'm bipolar.
With your personality disorder comes ringing across, so you don't have to tell them anything about that.
Well, we got married really soon.
Elise, did you have an eating disorder when you were younger?
No.
Okay. And were you just exploring what the sort of situation is? We're just sort of checking off what usually causes somebody to get involved with such a project. Okay, we sort of, the average situation is parents that were sort of overly involved in your life.
Well, my mom is a little overly involved.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you define overly involved?
Well, like we were talking before the show.
I was breastfed until I was 14.
That would be overly
that too
involved.
much?
But parents that are abusive in the sense that they fail to empathize with a child's need to develop as a separate person.
She calls me like 16 times a day. I would say that's overly involved.
Yeah,
in New Zealand.
My mom calls me once a week. I'm teed off.
Hey,
What? We just talked last
I have a
week.
friend who still slept with her mom in the same bed with her mom till she was like 14. Seriously, isn't that a little overly involved?
Yes.
I thought.
Is that your ex-wife?
No. I can't divulge this person.
Unless you're on a ship.
Is she sitting over here?
No.
Well, you looked at her.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, the eyes.
Oh boy.
Go ahead. What were you
She just stormed out.
Oh
so,
boy.
Oh my.
She's got no kind of poker face at all.
Listen,
This
I'll
one.
see you guys in a minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Elise.
Yeah, well, my real question is, you know, I mean, I wanted to get a divorce, you know,
Good.
for 5 years.
There you go.
And anyway, but what I'm concerned about is I saw him about a month ago, and, you know, by this time he had moved out, you know, taken furniture, and he was living in an apartment and everything, and I saw him, and when we got married, he was using a lot of drugs. Primarily, he loved to drop acid all by himself. I'd never met anyone that liked to do that by themselves. And, you know, I thought he had totally given up drugs and stuff, and he had a really good job and everything. And you know, obviously I've needed to get in touch with him for legal reasons.
His bipolar illness, by the way, may be the result of his chemical use.
Hey, what did you guys do together? I mean,
before that.
Was he?
Yeah, when he was younger.
He never used any drugs before that?
Have I?
He never used any drugs before he was diagnosed?
I don't think well, who knows?
All right,
who knows the truth?
Elise, listen, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to shake your life like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Uh-oh.
And let you start over again. Because that's how people's life, some people, it's like they're working on this thing with the Etch-a-Sketch, and then their dog comes charging into the room and jumps on them, and their elbow slips, and the thing goes sideways, and it's a mess now, and it can't be repaired. It needs to be shaken.
That makes sense to me.
It does? Oh, thank you.
But here's my real question.
Let her ask the question.
No, we're 10 minutes into this call, and you're getting to your real question.
I'm trying to hurry. Okay, here's the real question. He took off, and I couldn't find him. Now I heard that he's in Atlanta. I've talked to him, and he's doing a drug called Special K. I don't know anything about this drug. I can't find anything out about it. And
it's a ketamine. It's a dissociative anesthetic. It has sort of hallucinogenic properties to it.
You get a nice buzz off of it.
It's more in the whole realm that he's been in with the hallucinogenics and stuff. So it's a bad drug. People really get nutty on it, too.
Does she need to get into some counseling?
Well, I mean, she's a classic codependent, you know, and she could look at Al-Anon as one way. It's certainly a cheap way of getting involved if she got a sponsor worked program.
She needs to be airlifted to therapy.
Yeah, and
Elisa, are you currently dating anyone? Because you sound fascinating.
What?
David wants your phone number.
Anyone? Because you sound fascinating.
He's intrigued.
You're fascinated by me?
All right,
I don't have as many problems as your ex.
Listen, this guy flying the coop and moving to Atlanta?
I don't. I'm really normal.
All right, no, but that is the best thing that could ever happen to a human being. You know, our callers are the only callers in the world that go, my husband, he's bipolar, he's hooked on drugs, he's mentally and verbally and spiritually and physically and anally abusive.
My one question is, what color shoes should I wear when I go visit him?
This is even better. He moved out, I want to know how to get him back. Really? I mean, I was thinking,
I'm totally normal.
But I was thinking, hey, this is great. The guy moved out.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He just left. I mean, your ultimate nightmare is the bipolar narcissist who's hooked on acid to hang around. I mean, it's like
People-
living with Jerry Garcia with no talent.
People
All right,
don't
look,
start
I
to
got a question. I got a question, Dr. Drew. Usually kids who have parents who are overly involved in their lives, they can't get rid of them because they grew up with the parent like that.
That's right.
So how do
Therapy.
they even know they have a problem?
No,
or do
they don't.
just-
They often are perfect because they go through life being perfect for everybody else, and they're very empty. And they usually have an inkling that something is wrong. They have a lot of anxiety and depression and don't feel good about themselves ever. But these people, if they have the proper talents, can go on and become heads of companies and things because they continue to be perfect.
Yeah, them and mom, I guess.
Yeah, and they keep people around them, keep them all pumped up. They sort of build a house of cards that keeps them okay.
I cannot imagine what kind of drugs I'd be doing if my mother called me 16 times a day.
I'd put a hit on my mom. She called me more than once a week. I really would. Put a bounty on her. I got friends. And let me tell you how much I want to kick my dad in the nuts today. I was sitting around with P.J. Jones, son of Parnelli Jones, and Jimmy Gurney, son of Dan Gurney, the race
any
legend.
real famous people, only their offspring.
I was
hanging out with Randall Pryor, third cousin to Richie Pryor. Very funny in his own right. Go ahead, Dad.
And they were saying, yeah, hey, we're going to, me and my dad would go motorcycle. We're developing a new motorcycle. Why don't you come on out to the facility? We got a wind tunnel and everything. You can check out the machine shop. And I was thinking, I'm picturing my dad sitting home with no tools, no garage, barely a car, reading some damn book by Eric Campbell. Well, wait a minute. Is that Eric Campbell, the Joseph Campbell? Eric Campbell's the guy I played high school football with.
Come on,
Reading
stay
some
focused.
Joseph Campbell book, and I just want to go kick him in the nuts. Just one good swift one for not having a tool, not having a wind tunnel, not having a research facility somewhere in Orange County that I could hang out at.
I sense a lot of anger.
Oh, yes, you're damn right I'm pissed. Damn right. There was no paddock. No hanging out in the paddock with Pops. He just liked to read. He didn't like cars. All right, David Alan Grier's here, and we'll be back with more stimulating conversation. I'm Ace Rockola. That's my partner, Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. David Alan Grier.
How you doing?
Is here tonight. Damon is the name of his new show. Was on tonight. Will be on again tomorrow night. 8 o'clock tomorrow, Mondays.
I believe so.
And doing real well. They're really getting behind this show, by the way.
They better, those bastards over there at Fox.
Yeah.
Fox Plantation, as we call it, Adam.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get me started.
Yeah. 40 acres, a mule, and a ton of money.
Yeah, and a Ferrari.
Yeah. Other than that, it's really like the slave days.
Dr. Drew,
Other
do you have
than
any
the,
vices?
About what?
You know, do you collect things?
No, I
Is
got
it
raised for
true?
kids.
Is it true that I collect anything and everything? Is it true that people who collect things have a higher IQ? Please tell me it's true.
I don't know that.
Because I was reading this article about people who collect stuff, and they're going, true collectors, if you see a painting you'll find a way to get it, and you get this queasy, sick feeling after you buy it, and then you put it up there, and you get a slight sexual charge, and you just kind of mellow out. That's kind of where I am.
Okay.
So I make an appointment?
No. It's something we can't change.
Thank you. It's in my hard wiring.
Yeah, you're definitely a high IQ guy. I don't know what you're doing with it, but
Listen,
you got a lot of IQ.
I'm not going to hang out with you. We went through this last time. Don't even
Come
try.
on, I want to be part of the
No
scene.
way. No way.
Oh,
Now, you're doing a new show, aren't you?
yeah,
Now, what's the name of your show?
the Man Show.
What is that about? It's like a bunch of guys in a man
Bunch
hut?
of guys, yeah,
Oh, that's so funny.
doing guy stuff.
Oh, boy.
Tell them what your logo is. I think it's my best favorite part of the whole show.
Well, actually, I got some good. We got some good slogans for the Man Show, but the logo is who is it? Da Vinci,
Leonardo da Vinci's man.
except for one of the hands covering his nards.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's funny.
So how many people are going to be on this show?
Well, there'll be 2 hosts and then a whole bunch of other people.
Just men you talk to?
Just guys. Well, we'll have women, but they'll be on trampolines.
Dr. Drew, I have so
Trampolines.
many
Yeah.
questions. Do you believe in male menopause? Do you?
Not really.
Well, what about that book? Was it Gail Sheedy?
Yeah.
Who's the one who wrote that?
About male menopause?
Male menopause. Yeah, she wrote one about women, going through menopause, and I think she was so angry that men don't have to deal with it that she made something up.
There are all kinds of things pathology of aging, but
don't we just get old?
you just get old. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does
Yeah.
it have to be like?
And
male
well, here's the
menopause?
thing: we're starting to wonder whether or not men should have testosterone replacement, just the way women have estrogen replacement. And I do believe that's
No way I'm going to let some guy put his dick in my ass. There's
again, say
no
again.
possible way. Again,
that
was
would be
a
that would
mistake.
be
They call it a holding tank, but what they don't tell you,
They don't tell you what you're going to be holding.
You're hanging onto the bars.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but it's done by patches and creams and shots, and there's various ways to replace testosterone.
Let me ask you one.
And I think it's a pretty good idea. I do.
Oh, please. Listen, hold on a second. Let me say something to this psychologist woman. Listen, all you nutty broads out there, we need to afflict something on men because we're not sharing what you're sharing with the childbirth and the menopause and the periods. We die 8 years earlier. That's what happens to us. That's your laugh. You can laugh your ass off while we're dead. Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Drew, you ever invite Adam over to the house?
Are you kidding?
You wouldn't. You would never do that.
I have kids over there. I got to protect them. He was over there once, and we never heard the end of it.
Never stopped
complaining.
complaining.
Adam, am I wrong here? I think Dr. Drew is a little too protective.
Of the kids?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he said he's going to raise his daughter in a root cellar.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
With a ballet teacher and a piano teacher.
Yeah, you're just thinking about 10 years. She's going to be, Dad, you can't analyze this, Dad. Who's a doctor now?
Oh, it's going to be so true.
My baby. My baby.
Drew goes nuts because he hears this all night long.
Hi, can you help me? My dad's a doctor. He thinks he knows everything.
You know what? It's the equivalent to, like we were talking about cars, it's equivalent to doing a show where all you do is hear about people's cars breaking down and blowing up and getting ripped off and getting rear-ended, and then you got your little collection at home.
Yeah.
And you're worried
Can I
sick.
get a Diet Coke? I mean, y'all treat me like a wet food stamp up in here.
Yeah.
Can I get
Diet
some,
Coke.
please?
She's got
Can
it.
I get some love, please?
Sorry, man. Vicky.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, get Damon in here. We'll get you. We'll get you a tab.
A tab?
Vicky, you're 14.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Hey, Adam, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You know when you get these calls saying, can I talk to Drew? Don't you ever get mad?
No.
You don't?
Stir it up, Vicky.
It gives Adam a chance to sit back and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Stir it up.
Listen, I know that I'm real. It's a little rough being known as the dumb one and the ugly one. That hurts because you usually get one or the other in this society.
Come on, don't any of those girls hit on you on the TV show? Not one.
No.
Not one.
They're all into Drew because...
Do they hit on you, Drew?
No.
Yes, they do. They do. They're into Drew because they're
married.
forbidden.
He's the unattainable.
He's the forbidden fruit, and I'm just a fruit.
homosexual.
Drew, please, with the fruit. I was just kidding. No, here's the way women work, and this is what's wrong with women. They're flawed this way. You say, I look at the woman and I say, listen, sweetie, while Drew's in the bathroom, forget about it. The man is happily married. He's totally devoted to his wife and his kids, and they're just like, I can see them, their panties right there. Where is you tell a guy, hey, listen, this chick is married. She's into her husband. She's into her kids. The guy goes, what about a friend? Right? But they go nuts. They get in deeper, and especially all the sick broads we get on this show. Come on, they're more into Drew because of that. And not me.
Not one woman?
No. But Vicky is, right, Vicky?
Yeah.
Ready at 14?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be going through a midlife crisis when you're 26.
Actually, no, I've had a pretty good home life. I love my mommy and I love my daddy.
Perfect. Don't put on any weight and don't have sex with anybody for 12 years.
Okay.
All right?
And you know the HF Festival?
Yeah.
I saw you last year.
Yeah, it's in Washington, D.C. It's at RFK Stadium. There's
We haven't been invited back to
60,000
that.
people. I went last year.
Yeah, but we haven't been invited this year.
Stop this. Vicky, what's your problem?
That's true.
Okay,
What's your addiction?
My friend Jordana, her father is really like crazy sometimes. Okay, her sister left for college last year, and so he was pretty okay with it, but now he's being really overprotective.
This is your sister's. This is your friend's dad.
Yeah.
All right.
Like in what way?
Nah, we don't care.
Vicky, are you still?
Well, we don't do third.
Vicky, I can
party.
help you. Your friend's cousin's nephew's what?
We don't do third
Put her
party.
back on, Adam. I could have helped her. You always do this to me, man.
Hey,
You're overprotective.
David,
That's the problem.
just
Sorry.
chill, man.
Sorry, man. I got too involved.
Save something for the week. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Sorry.
Don't shoot your wad on Sunday night.
It's a recurring problem in all my
You
relationships.
guys still filming?
You got a
Dan?
big fat
Yeah.
week of getting paid way too much to shoot your wad.
Oh, but yeah, I have to
look
go in
at
at
you.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's a little envy brewing over here.
Yeah.
There's green
Because the bagels get
glow over
cold
here.
by
I
9:30.
just ate. I had 2 cups of coffee. I just ate. I'm full of neurosis
Yes.
tonight. I'm feeling pangs of hunger. Is that the caffeine that's doing that?
Maybe just hungry.
Does it drop your blood sugar every once in a while when you drink too much caffeine?
Probably. Actually, caffeine is thought to curb your appetite.
Are you a doctor? Elizabeth.
Dr. Drew, are cayenne pepper enemas, are those bad for you? Dr. Drew, how many erections should I be treating every night during my sleep?
Elizabeth,
Dr. Drew!
Elizabeth, what's going on?
I'm 26 and I'm married. We have one son.
Yes.
And this morning we were having sex and the condom broke. And I
Okay.
know I've heard you describe using birth control pills as a morning after pill.
Yes.
Can you tell me?
You have 72 hours to get yourself to a doctor and get. Typically, people are using Overall or low Overall.
Overall?
Oh, yep. And
Okay.
he'll have you take 2 a day for 4 days and maybe finish the pack. There are various ways of doing it, but
Okay, great. Thank you.
it's about 75% effective, and these things should be it should be absolutely common knowledge. It's not an abortive agent. There was some concern that this actually would perhaps induce abortion or difficulty with implantation of a fertilized embryo. It doesn't do that. It suppresses ovulation, so you can't get pregnant.
Okay.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah.
Why can't you just make room in your life for another wonderful...
Darling, it's
miracle
hard
of
enough to
God?
support one kid and a husband.
You-
2 kids and a husband.
Okay,
have
I was playing the
kids.
devil's advocate.
You have
okay,
kids.
go ahead, baby. Go to the doctor.
David, you have kids.
No, I don't.
You would need to have them. Then you'll understand why you don't make a room.
Okay, flush it. I was just playing the devil's
But
advocate.
it's not an abortive. It's not an abortive agent. It just suppresses ovulation, so they can't get pregnant.
By the way, Loveline listeners, if you're sort of on the fence, you're not sure if you're pregnant or you're not, here's how you can tilt it in your favor one way or the other. If you want to be pregnant,
lose your job.
Have your husband lose his job and lose a front tooth. If you don't want to get pregnant, have him get a raise and convert the den into a nursery. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, how about giving me a part on this Damon show?
Go to hell.
Okay. Claudia,
Hi.
you're 29.
Yes, I am.
You know what's great tonight? We have a lot of adults.
I just want to say that
Yeah.
I don't think you're dumb at all, but Dr. Joe, you're brilliant.
Oh, Claudia, thank you.
And I love your respect.
Right, well, it's still relative.
Claudia, I detect a little bit of an
Hey, I saw
accent.
Yes,
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Wow.
I saw a great film tonight. I thought a great story anyway. Dangerous Beauty.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't like it.
But great story about
It
women.
was a great story, but it wasn't treated in a great manner.
No, I understand.
I rented something called Dangerous Blue Jeep this weekend.
Oh, I was in that. Didn't you see me?
Yeah, I didn't have the I didn't have the sound up, so I didn't know if
I
it
was
was
like,
your
I was the
ass.
guy. That was my butt you saw, and I was the one going. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know you like it.
Oh,
that's
is
right. That's right. Chloe, what happened?
Well, I have a question for Dr. Drew, actually.
Thanks,
Can I
Claudia.
get some love up in here? You know, I'm opening my heart to these people, and they are just dogging me out.
Who?
Me, David, baby. Tell me what's going on. Dr. Drew can't help you.
Well, I have a question about sexual fantasies during pregnancy.
Come on with it.
How common are they? And because I had like 2 pregnancies, and I had wild fantasies during
Was
both
it
my pregnancies.
was it during the 3rd trimester typically?
Yeah.
Yeah. During the 3rd trimester, this is one of it's one of God's great jokes on humanity is women get extremely often very aroused during the 3rd trimester. It has to do with the hormonal stages and with the engorgement of that area, the blood supply down there. In fact, it's an interesting
You're
thing.
talking about the engorgement of the pretty spot?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Dr. Drew.
There's an interesting thing happening right now, though. You know, there's a new medicine for
It's like when the valley floods, you know.
Oh, yeah. Hey, does your husband making do you guys have sex now? Or
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I had my babies already. We had sex all the time during my pregnancy.
That's okay. That's fine. As long as you weren't having preterm labor or
Sex
any
with mama.
complication.
No,
But,
not at all. Very normal pregnancy.
but listen, there is a new medication called Viagra, which is available for impotency in men. It's coming out any day here now. But
A
they're
pill?
thinking about using it for women, and it's sort of revolutionizing the way people are thinking about sexual responsiveness, that it may be a vascular phenomenon more than we ever thought. And then this episode, the 3rd trimester pregnancy, is when that whole area is just filled with blood.
Let me ask you something. That new medication.
And the other point is,
Hold on, Claudia. Hold on, we have a big star in here.
I'm trying to pop
Hold on,
a
let me
boner
see
here.
his name.
Look,
David,
for us normal guys, if we take a,
Viagra.
if one's good, say 3 is great, right? Will you just pop a boner for like 2 or 3 days?
You know, I have no experience with the medicine yet. I'll let you know. I'll call you as soon as... you'll be on my list of... I have people coming in now saying, hey, with this stuff out, call me. I'm not kidding. Listen, people, older folks that have biological issues with this are ready for that medicine. They don't want to be injecting themselves, which is one of the other alternatives, or putting suppositories in their penis. This pill may turn...
Ooh, wow.
They say that they haven't tested this on healthy people yet,
Yeah.
men who don't have erectile difficulty,
Right.
and they fear that these are going to be a lot of the people using it.
I know how the porn industry is, and they start using this stuff right away.
Oh, they do?
Like the Muse suppositories, they were using that.
Maybe you
so
can
I hear.
have, did you have like adult entertainers coming in here?
That's the point.
Yeah, actually, well...
Of course, I know, Dr. Drew, when I was doing my butt-naked films, I didn't use nothing fake, baby. Only
No.
what God give me.
You're old man.
All 9 inches of it. And that's just my girth, mind you.
One of the greatest pictures with a caption underneath that I've ever seen was in one of my porn magazines. David reminds me of it. There's a guy named F.M. Bradley. Field Marshal Bradley. Big black dude. Huge penis, because they don't let the black guys in unless they got the big penis.
Well, all black men have big penis.
That's true.
Yeah,
and there's FM, Field Marshal Bradley, and it's a totally candid shot. He's standing, like as if a scene had just finished, and he's off to one side, and he has this huge, arm of a penis. He's sort of looking over his shoulder, but he doesn't see the camera, and he's wiping his sort of half-flaccid, half-erect penis on some drapery. And the caption says, why you shouldn't let them film a porn in your house.
Yeah, but haven't we all done that, Adam?
I think we have, but it's at our own house. Field Marshal didn't live there.
Now, this beautiful young woman that I saw you with in a social setting, you put out all your little smutty material for her?
She don't mind.
Oh, boy.
She, as a matter of fact, she said to me the other day, hey, I've seen all these movies. Let's get some new ones.
Are going to get your ass kicked when you get home. Let's go back.
Okay. I hope she's not listening.
Pretty out of hand. Pretty fast.
You're going to run for office.
I'm keeping a list, brother.
I'm so tired. How long's the show? I'm wasted already.
Let me explain. The honeymoon phase of the David Alan Grier appearance is over. I want you to pace yourself, man.
I get too involved. I give so much of myself.
No, I'll tell you your problem. You're a little too smart. You just got to chill out a little bit.
I just, it was a whole day of it. Uh-oh, Dr. Drew's yawning. All right, let's take another call.
David Alan Grier is here from Damon, Fox, 8 o'clock.
This really wasn't anything, that was not a response to you. That's what I sit here and do all night, David. Ask Adam.
Sure, can I finish the effing plug, please?
Poor man is upset that I yawned at his...
I'm trying to finish the plug for a show.
You're such a nice guy. Just stop with the rebel stuff. Come on.
All right.
Come on. You kids have more in common than you do differences. Shake hands. Come on, right now. Come on.
Listen, I'm going to bring up McCall's Navy in a minute.
Oh.
Just quiet down now.
Punches will be thrown again.
Yes. All right. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, and it's back to the phones. Here we go. Jeannie.
Yes.
You're 25.
Hi. Well, I have a question. This is for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I'm on low estrogen birth control pill, and I have a question because it seems to have gotten rid of my sex drive completely, and I've been on it for 2.5 years. What do you suggest?
Change pills.
Yes.
Change pills.
Pardon?
Change pills.
Okay.
The triphasic pills tend to be a little easier this way. In fact, they sometimes increase sex drive.
Okay.
Have you been having sex in this period, during this period?
Yeah.
Can you achieve an orgasm?
No.
Could you before?
No.
Never had one?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Why'd you ask, David?
Because she had no sex drive. I just wondered if she was...
Anyway,
and also, if you have no sex drive, that means you're having sex just because the guy you're with or woman you're with wants to have it.
Oh,
That's no fun.
Well, it's not like that. I just don't achieve orgasm, but I do enjoy it. But it just seems that my drive is just not there.
See, for women, they get the hug inside. I mean, if they can't have the orgasm, at least they got a little hugging in.
Yeah.
But guys, you don't get that orgasm, you're screwed. That's it. That's all you got.
No home run.
Are you on any other medication?
That's right.
No.
Okay.
And I have a suggestion for Adam. I have a little solution for your, like the unwanted children and the mistake pregnancies in the world.
I already figured that out. Bill Cosby, Felicia Rashad, we take over an island. We drop them all off over there. They raise them like they're their own.
Well, that's a good
Come on,
idea.
what's Felicia doing? She's making some popcorn commercials. True, knock it off.
Well, what about having, a law where the parents have to be psychologically tested and they have to take discipline classes?
Oh, yeah.
Right,
and financial back.
Yeah, I mean, we can do, they have rules like that for driving cars.
Well, why not? They should have it for children.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
We're all about that.
Good parenting.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah,
maybe it's just have a requirement of graduating high school or something. People go to parenting classes.
She didn't have any problems, man. We're
it wasn't real.
People
Drew, give me some real problems. Give David some real problems. All right. Susan, you're 21. Talk
boy,
into
speak
the
up.
mouthpiece part of the phone.
We can barely hear you. You got to speak up real loud.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. How you doing?
Good.
Good. I need some advice about my ex-girlfriend.
Are you calling from regular phone?
Yeah.
And you're talking into the right end of it?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll read what it says on the screen. Girlfriend is furious at her for sleeping with a guy. Now, how to pacify her.
Right.
You said ex-girlfriend or girlfriend?
She's my ex-girlfriend.
So why do you have to pacify her at all if you're not currently
I want her
involved?
back.
Why'd you sleep with the guy?
Because I was upset that we broke up. And, you know, I was horny.
All right, so you're
if you
broke
just slept
up.
with a woman, would she be as this furious?
No.
Oh.
No, she wasn't.
Really?
Is she afraid? You know, sometimes people get. I've heard this from other lesbians that they're afraid that the lesbian is going to sort of go, the partner is going to sort of go back.
Yeah.
That they'll lose them to heterosexuality.
Go to the other team.
Yeah.
Come over to our side.
What's that?
She was always afraid that I
Right. Okay, well, you've just confirmed her most sincere fear.
We want you on our team.
I mean, what can you say? It's going to be difficult for her to come back to you, knowing that there's a risk that you have desires to be heterosexual.
She doesn't have a big boy. You know what I'm saying?
How scary for her to get involved with you again, knowing that that's hanging over her head, so to speak.
Strap on.
probably over, huh?
Strap on.
Yeah, I'd say so. Are you bisexual? Yeah. All right, forget about it. Listen, I've said it 1,000 times. You jokers that label yourself bisexual and try to get in a monogamous relationship are just kidding yourselves. It's like leasing a car. Don't bother tinting the windows or putting the exhaust or the rims on. It's just a lease. You're going to give it back. It's by definition, you're giving it back. Believe me.
When you were bisexual, how did you handle it? Exactly. Open up, please. Would you open up? There's so many children out there who need your input. Do you believe in bisexuality, Dr. Drew?
Do I believe in it?
Oh, I'm asking you this.
Sort of like Santa Claus?
No, but listen, I've talked to a lot of gay people who say they don't believe someone's truly bisexual.
No, they're not.
You're either one team or the other.
Of course.
I think that there's a lot of sexual ambiguity, which is something that younger people typically have, and they will eventually develop a more mature orientation, but there theoretically are people who can have both. I mean, look at Greek society, for instance. I mean,
we all know what happened to that, Dr. Drew.
I understand, but I mean, there is evidence that that you can have a mature bisexual orientation. It's just not that common.
Adam, are you sensing what I'm sensing from Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
Do you have a little secret you want to tell us?
What's going on there, Drew? Something in college?
No, it's not about me. It's probably if there's any ambivalence in my voice at all, it's that I rarely have encountered people that I really thought were maturely. Yeah, it's unusual in my experience.
Most of the people we talk to who are bisexual are just confused, and it manifests itself in every aspect of their life, including their sexuality. I mean, they're confused in their job. They're confused with all relationships.
Their entire sense of themselves is distorted.
Right. Most guys who say they're bisexual are on their way to homosexuality.
Or are homosexual but can't.
That's right. I know guys who are bisexual, but they have not seen a breast or a vagina in like 15 years. But they're still hanging on to the bisexual status or title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Oh, wait a minute. That's me. Mark, you're 21.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're on with David Alan Grier.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Hey, not much, man. Great actor.
Thank you very much.
He is.
Okay, fellas, I need some help here. Involved with a lady, let's say there's a little age difference, like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. She's 1 year old?
No, she's 41.
Oh, okay. All right. That's just a guess.
You haven't called this show before, have you?
No.
Remember the last call on Thursday night?
Dr. Drew, can we open our hearts to this young man?
Yeah, but it was that...
I mean, you're always cutting him off. You know, he's in a crisis. Let's listen to him. Let's give the stage over to the patient.
What is that, Drew?
Sorry.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we met at work, and things kind of advanced real rapidly in relationship-wise. And at the time, she was involved with an abusive husband. Well, the original move was to end that part of her life and start ours, but it didn't work out, and now within the near future, she's moving back to that.
To him.
And the thing that...
Yeah, because you weren't abusive.
No, it's because of so-called health benefits and things that...
Right. She wants to keep her health benefits, so she's going back to the abusive guy.
Are you in love with this woman?
Yes, I love her very dearly.
All right. But, Mark, let me tell you what's going on in a nutshell here. She is with, and was with, and is going back with an abusive guy.
Because that's what she needs.
She is flawed emotionally. Yeah. I know we think it's he who is flawed, but it's actually she who is flawed as well, because she is going back to the abuser.
Yeah, she tells me, she says she can't stand the guy at all.
Mark, if she really couldn't, she wouldn't go back.
Are you still having sex with her and stuff?
Yes.
And by the way, people, it's very not uncommon. We don't talk about this very much. People who are being abused so compulsively like this often are good abusers themselves.
Oh, really?
I was going to ask you, now, why is she doing this to him? Because it sounds like he's the one
two
who's
sides of the same coin.
Right.
Well, she tells me eventually, she says maybe a year, maybe 5 years, but she'd like to get back together.
She's 41, so like when her uterus falls out, she'll be coming over to your place first thing?
I don't know.
Please. Mark, listen to me. You're 21 years old. You don't need this.
Get with reality, pal.
Find yourself a nice, dumb 19-year-old who thinks you're God.
You're idealizing this woman, and you've got to deal in much more realistic terms with who she is and what she's up to.
And by the way, everybody, Mark included, when you're 41 and you still haven't got your ass together, that's trouble.
Well,
I mean...
Being 41, what do you mean by that?
No, you're fine.
Well, I don't know.
You're on a series this week, and that's all that counts.
But my mom
Well, he doesn't exactly
still
have.
lives with me.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly have his ass together yet.
I know, but the point is he's taking care of his own ass, and we don't have to pay for his ass. That's the point.
There's such anger, John.
This woman is 41 years old. She's going back to the abusive dude. That is not evolved by
You know
any
what's
stretch
gonna
of the
happen?
imagination.
This guy's going to take a bullet on her behalf. That's the way that is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. And listen, when a 41-year-old breaks away from a relationship and bangs around with a 21-year-old for a few weeks, 21-year-olds don't take it seriously. And what are you going to do? Get married in 5 years? She'll be 46. You'll be 26.
You could hear it in Mark's voice, boy.
Okay, Mark,
He
find
sounds
someone.
much older than 21.
Find a younger gal, and we'll be back.
Loveline's phone number.
Do it for 10 seconds.
I care too much.
We will be back in 10 seconds.
I love you. This is Loveline on radio station.
KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
Hold on. Don't say too much because we're back on the air.
I don't care who knows it.
David Alan Grier is a tapeworm, ladies and gentlemen. Star or co-star?
Excuse me,
Star. Sorry, of Damon.
Past any proglottids or anything?
How do you know me so well? That's the name of my production company, Proglottids.
I'm anti-glottis myself. Fox, 8 o'clock, Monday night.
Hey, man, enough about my show. Let's heal some people. Come on.
All right.
Bring the babies.
Well, let's get back to that myself.
Let's heal.
Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Jaybird.
Hi.
Oh, boy. You're 18. What's going on there?
Hey, first I wanted to say something to David Alan Grier.
Yes.
I think you're really wonderful. I love the dynamic between you and Damon. I've seen 2 of the shows so far, and I really like what you guys are doing with it. I also loved what you guys did in Living Color, and I think that you're a wonderful actor and comedian, and I just wanted to say that I really respect you. So there's some love for you.
You know, we've gotten to
What are you wearing?
We got to know Keith a little bit since we last saw David.
Did you get to know Keith?
Yeah.
Come on, can we give this woman some attention, Dr.
Just
Drew?
talking about you for a second, David.
Enough about me.
Huh?
Do you have a problem?
Actually, no. I did want to call about the bisexuality thing, though.
All right, hit me. Come on. What do you think?
I was calling because I really hear what you're saying, Dr. Drew, about the bisexuality thing, and that you don't know a whole lot of people that are really mature that are bisexual right now.
Right.
But I myself identify as bisexual, if I'm going to say any definition at all. And I've never been abused. I've never. I had a loving family. I'm not a sex addict. I'm not an addict of any sort of drug or alcohol.
So you think you're going now?
Both
Yeah, but
dads
she's 18.
were.
You're 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that you're going to retain? It's normal, not normal. It's common for people 12 to 18, somewhere in there, to be bisexual, to have ambivalence about their sexual identity. It may be a more or a stronger or a less strong feeling. Do you think that?
I've seen that. I've actually done a lot of work with queer youth.
But do you think this is going to be something that is going to stay with you as you grow, as you mature?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I feel like for me, it's about the person who I really get involved with emotionally and sexually, and you know, like I can find something really beautiful about that person, then
that is so bizarre to me. Just
leave your number with the station. What city are you in?
And it seems to be, correct me if I'm wrong on this, that it's more unusual for a male to be bisexual than a female.
Truly bisexual, right?
Would you agree with that?
Well, because of the mechanics involved.
I think it's because women...
sausage is made, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think women tend to be more fluid.
Hey, Mike, shut Drew's, or not Drew, Adam's mic off.
No, that's David making all that noise.
That's me.
Shut both their mics off. There we go. Thank you. But listen, I think with women, their sexuality and their ability to have relationships is much more fluid than a man's.
I agree with you on that one, and I also really wanted to say, Dr. Drew, I really respect what you're doing with the show, and I think that your sense of humor is highly underrated.
Oh, my.
But I did want to say...
What sense of humor?
Well, wait a minute. Don't you think society allows women to be more fluid in their relationships?
Of course.
But I do think, yes, society and gender roles have a big thing to do with it. I think part of that is the reason why I'm bisexual is that I don't tend to fall into gender categories. I don't believe in them. I tend to try to really focus on the person themselves and not, you know, like I'm not into the butch and femme thing or the, you know, being really flowery or whatever.
Yeah, but a lot of gay people are.
How about shacking up with like a goat or something? Is that all right?
You are so close-minded. Don't listen to him, honey.
I mean,
be you, baby.
Everybody with it's only the personality that counts. Jesus Christ, I don't even get
You live in a very small room, mister.
There are some theories about men being afraid of women and being afraid of their feminine side and needing to be a little more rigid with their sexuality.
Let me tell you something, Dr. Drew. When I was with my last girlfriend, there are movies that I cry at the Yearling. I cried like a retarded kid.
What is that?
I swear to God.
Jody, shoot the fawn, Jody.
About a deer.
Pa, I don't want to. Flag won't eat the corn no more. And I cried so much. And you think I'm kidding?
Like old Yeller meets Bambi?
Oh, yeah. Old Yeller.
The Yearling is something you read like in 6th grade.
There you go. The Red Pony.
Tolbos.
I have them all. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Oh, I'll cry like a blubbering fool.
But I was reading.
Brian's song is the one that kicks my ass.
Oh,
when Billy D gets up there and says, I love Brian Piccolo, I just go nuts.
Do you
I just
really?
lose
I got the
it.
same thing at Penitentiary 1. That is, wow.
Yes, Chained Heat was the one I really gets me. My penis weeps. All right.
Dr. Drew.
I don't know what we're talking about. You know, let's just talk about this. I think it's far more acceptable for women to have relations with women as far as society goes, and a little less acceptable for males to have this, and that's why it's probably a little bit easier for women to announce themselves as bisexual than it is for guys. And whereas gay, here's what I think. I think bisexual men oftentimes call themselves straight, and I think gay men oftentimes call themselves bisexual. They try to downgrade their sexuality, whereas
Drew,
women try to upgrade.
Yeah, but there's a whole movement going on where, like, a lot of younger people are saying they don't. What this woman just said.
But those 8-year-old awfully articulate for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Jaybird.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. They don't want to adhere to any sexual identity.
No, I understand, and that's fine.
Oh, and here's the thing that's why our society's going in the garbage too is nobody wants to acknowledge any difference between. She doesn't want to acknowledge difference between genders.
Right.
It's all about the person, man. Whoever I'm into. I mean, I don't care if the guy's 80. I don't care if it's a chick who's 80. I don't care who it is, man.
I just dig your aura.
Yeah. Forget the aura.
Bologna slices.
Please. There's differences. That's fine. There's differences in cultures. There's differences in genders. Let's all appreciate it and then move to our separate neighborhoods.
There you go.
That's what I say.
There you go.
That's right.
Now you're talking sense, everybody.
Mike.
Yeah.
You're 23.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I'm 23 and I'm gay and I'm in the closet and I just broke up with my boyfriend like 3 weeks ago and it's like going real hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just can't take it. And
what can't you take?
And we've decided we just want to be friends.
How old was your boyfriend?
He just turned 20.
Did you break up with him?
No, he broke up with me.
Oh,
is this your first lover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Are you suicidal right now?
Yeah, actually I have been. I tried to commit suicide Monday, and I don't know.
What did you do on Monday?
After work I went up to the mountains and I almost ran my truck over the mountain, and lately they've just been getting stronger and stronger, and I just don't know how to control them.
The feelings of the suicidality.
The suicide?
All right, so Mike,
talk to somebody.
well, you got to understand that these are symptoms of how severe your depression is, and certainly you've had a major loss in your life, and that can trigger depressive episodes. Have you been depressed before this?
No. Before him? No.
This is
yeah, but see, what Drew's saying is this may have unlocked something, and it all came pouring out, but there must have been a little something there before the relationship.
Well, I was molested when I was a kid.
There you go.
Okay.
But that was by our neighbor, and
That still counts.
How old were you when that happened?
I was probably like 11.
You ever had any treatment for that?
What was that?
You ever had any treatment for that?
No.
You ever seen a psychiatrist or a psychologist?
Nuh-uh.
Now's the time.
Do you have any access to help?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you taken advantage of it yet?
No.
Why
You
not?
really have
How
to.
come?
I don't know.
Are you afraid?
Yeah, actually, I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know. I'm afraid of people finding out.
No, listen, Mike. Any mental health care you receive is categorically confidential. I mean, no one can have access to any of that information.
Hey, let me tell you, I'm going to the shrink tomorrow. And suicidal and gay, that's, people are already going to pass judgment on that. The whole therapy part, they're not going to pass as much judgment on therapy as they will be on suicidal and gay. So if you're out with that stuff, you might as well come out.
He's not out.
But how about this? How about this?
He's not? How do you know?
He just said it. He said he's not. He said he's in the
Think
closet.
of it like this. Think of it like this. You get help
Stop
for
listening,
yourself. You get help for yourself, and you know that there are other young people just like you that are going through the same thing that you're going through now, and I know you feel really bad, but maybe you can help someone who's going through what you're going through right now, but you have to get help first.
Yeah. And it's also hard because I have, like no gay friends. All my friends are straight.
What about calling gay and lesbian youth center? You thought about
I haven't tried that.
Where are you living?
I'm in Ontario.
Yeah, that's your problem. And you're driving a pickup truck.
All right.
You got to lose that. You got to get a Miata. You put that flag on the back of it, that decal with the flag. That stuff will follow you home.
Mike,
believe me.
You got to.
And listen, if you're going to try to commit suicide, I don't want to make a joke out of it, but don't go into work. Stay home that day.
But Mike,
you know what I'm saying, Drew?
Here's the deal.
We don't put in a long day and then go try to kill yourself.
There's probably, certainly never in your life before, and not for many years to come, will there be a more important health issue than this for you. That young gay males, suicide is an extremely serious health issue, and it's not that uncommon.
There you go.
And if you would go to a doctor for a pneumonia, if you would go for an appendicitis, that is nothing compared to your medical need right now. This is the most dangerous medical problem you're going to go through in your young life,
Drew,
and it's important to get help.
What havoc you will wreak on your entire family if you commit suicide.
That may be a plus, though.
Generations.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, but
but he may be looking to do that.
Yeah. See, sometimes people want.
Sometimes.
And there's a sort of a fantasy at this stage.
You
They're
know
going to be around to
You'll
see
shut
the
up right
consequences.
now. I swear to God, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, a lot of people.
That's it. I'm doing it.
Okay, a lot of people commit suicide. I'll step in. Hi, I'm your new black brother.
You're always playing the race card, aren't you, Johnny? Aren't you, Mr. Johnny?
What it be like, Holmes? Hey, word up. And,
Are you Puerto Rican? Your hair is awfully curly.
Give me a low 4, baby.
You know you shaved that. You shaved that unibrow.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, boy.
Look at that.
Somebody hopped the old fence there, buddy.
Yeah, I got the hair of a black man. I really do.
Wiry and woolly.
And the penis of an albino.
Oh,
it's sad.
Can we get back in his world, man?
All right, Mike, here's the deal. I think you're stronger than you're letting on. I think you got a lot of living left to do. You had a neighbor screw around with you. You've had a few things happen when you're younger, and it's all starting to come out now through this relationship. But even though all you can do is focus on this guy, this isn't where your focus should be. This is a perfect time to get into some therapy, to straighten some stuff out. And you can talk to people about this pivotal moment in your life in years to come.
And know
after
that
you've adopted a bunch of kids.
That the suffering you're going through right now doesn't need to be sustained. There's no reason to go through suffering when there's treatment.
Good. All right, Drew, you want to give him some kind of phone number?
Danger. No, I want him to hang on.
You do?
The ladies, keep him on hold, okay? Thank you.
All right. And what are you going to do? Have one of your assistants have your au pair talk to him?
We're going to talk to him.
Okay.
Have you ever swung on Adam, Dr. Drew? Have you just lost it and went...
Yeah, I in the airport the other day. I almost ran across the concourse and tackled him.
Just because I made us miss the plane.
That's a really homoerotic act.
The plane was pulling away. The plane was pulling away as he walked in.
Yeah.
This guy is an asshole.
And I showed up yelling at Drew.
Yeah.
I got on that offense real fast.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Drew's coat, his cashmere coat, and his suitcase were on the plane, and Drew was in the airport, and I was running up yelling at him. Hey, Drew, if you'd driven, this wouldn't have happened, man.
Really,
if you'd
what he said.
If you'd picked me up, man.
You guys are like a really embittered comedy
like an old
team,
Jewish
man.
couple. It's great. Bitterman and Bitterman. Phil.
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
I've been dating a girl for about 2 years, and I have some questions about birth control, I guess. Right now, we don't want a pregnancy, obviously, at this time in our lives. We're not ready for it. She takes a pill religiously, perfectly. Like every day, she's really worried about that. But we still want to use 2 methods. Is that necessary, first of all?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
If you want to practice safe sex...
If you want to be in control of your own body, put a boot on it, baby. I don't care if you see her swallowing those pills.
Because, David, you're saying you don't know. That could be a Pez dispenser for all you know.
Never trust her.
That's right. And that safe sex is achieved through the...
That's why I only have let a woman perform oral sex on me. I never...
Actually, at the beginning of the relationship, we both got checked out.
All right, so... no, it's not necessary for contraceptive. The pill is extremely effective.
Yeah, but so's a condom, and then you know
But
that
you
you're
always hear
using
like 98%.
It's 99.8%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What if you piss her off and she says, "I'll fix him. I'm going to take my pill for 2 days. This baby's yours,
Think
Mr.
about
Big Stuff."
the kind of girl that would be involved with Phil, though. I mean, he's...
Well, Phil, you sound like a level-headed guy.
Well, thanks.
There you go.
All right, so what was the other question?
Well, I guess they were just more off of that. Like you answered the percentage, the rhythm method. Like the most dangerous times, obviously, is 2 weeks after the period, right?
Well, it's within a day of ovulation, if you can time that. That's different women ovulate at different times.
Most women ovulate 2 weeks after their period ends or begins?
Ends.
Ends. All right, so you should...
The safest time on top of, obviously, taking the pill would be immediately after the period.
Why are you asking this if she takes a pill religiously?
Well, because
You're
she's
getting
more
weak,
paranoid
aren't you?
about this than me. She is from a very, very fertile family.
Please use a condom. You're scaring me. Come on. Use a condom, man. Take control of your body.
There's a wind.
Have some dignity.
You
would
smell
you?
that? I had some pasta
You have
and
a
some
doctor
Diet Coke.
here. Please.
Do you smell anything?
Drew does
in
not
my
come on
gullet
to...
there, Dr. Drew, that's unclean?
Gastroesophageal reflux
You have
disease.
no respect for the show. Our listeners usually show up at 10 after 10. They show up drunk, and then they belch into the microphone.
Can you get some really sick people? Come on.
Phil, you're not sick enough. We're going to have to let you go.
Sorry.
You're fine. She takes the
Even
pill, you're fine.
apologizing. Sorry, I'll work on my insanity.
It's so funny with people in contraception. It's either, don't worry, I pull out most of the time, or I'm using 5 forms. And I, as a male, am also on the oral contraceptive pill
Hey,
just to
Dr.
play
Drew,
it
does this
safe.
work? My girlfriend shook up a soda pop bottle and sprayed it up in her twat.
That's nice.
Does that work? Got real little spoogy ass left.
Only if it's Mr. Pibb. Because I don't ask me why. Drew, you got a call there?
Yes.
Ryan.
I think it's Ren, like
Ren.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren?
What a
Ren,
beautiful
R-I-N-N.
All right.
What a beautiful
Hi.
name.
Hi. You know, it's weird how the mind works. I look at R-Y-N-N, and I think it's not Ryan, but my mind goes, that's like spell check. That's as close. As close as I'm getting. Ren.
I thought the name was Ren.
No, it's short for Aaron.
Oh, that's a beautiful name, Ren.
Thank you.
All right.
What's your problem, baby?
Well, I just left my father's home with my stepmother about 1.5 years ago because there was some abuse going on.
Okay.
And I came back here, and my stepmother is a little wacko. We think maybe she has a chemical imbalance or something, but she won't even let my father speak about me in the house. I mean, he can't even bring up my name.
What kind of abuse was going on?
Physical and verbal and mental since I was about 8.
She was abusing you?
Well, both of them abused me the same night once, and then I left after that.
This was when you were 19?
No, I was 17 or 18 when this happened.
What did you say happened?
What happened when you were 8?
She would just verbally and mentally abuse me constantly.
In what way?
Just when I would come home, she would call me names. And,
like what?
She would just always tease me about being overweight, and she would always just get in my face and yell at me because I wouldn't argue back with her. And she would always ask me, why won't you fight back? You're a chicken, what's wrong with you? You're just a wimp. Just weird stuff like that.
What the hell's wrong with step-parents?
I don't know.
And by the way, what goes on when they meet? What are your hobbies? Mentally abusing my child?
Good, will you marry me?
Okay, that's great.
Ren sounds very intelligent.
Come on aboard.
Very in charge of her life. Am I wrong, Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it came up to this. My father wrote me a letter, and all my life I've been apologizing to her and not knowing exactly why, just to fix things and make it okay with my dad and her. Well, he writes me a letter and asks me to, quote-unquote, fall on the grenade for him and make it okay so that he can speak in his household about me, and I wrote him back a very dignified and I thought very sweet letter, and I told him that I would not fall on the grenade for him. I would not be committing hara-kiri, but I would come to a mutual and respectable agreement, if she requested of me, whatever she wanted. She would have to outline it and tell me exactly what she wanted of me.
Wait a minute.
And,
Listen, your dad sounds like Jim Backus from Rebel Without a Cause. Remember that, Dad?
Yeah, you need to go to college and forget
cojones.
these losers. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I wrote him back, and he never responded back, and I told him if he didn't respond back, I would guess that everything was okay. But, the thing is, he won't even speak to me now. He didn't call me on my birthday.
Ren, listen to me. I know this is a real sad realization, but it's kind of the one I'm starting to have about my dog. I think I may have to put her down, even though she's only 5 months old. I think she's a nutty puppy. But the point is parents sometimes aren't the greatest, and it breaks my heart to see these kids just clinging to them, like when you watch these films and they got the little baby baboon, and it's like suckling on the baboon doll, thinking that's mama, and it won't let it go and all that. It just breaks my heart. Your dad is a jerk. He married a bitch. They decided to subsequently destroy your life. And I would write them both off. It really sounds sad, but you need to go to college. You need to forge your own life. You need to begin your own lesbian relationships and write this one off.
She's a bitch. She's a lover. She's a
no, this is.
I don't think that I should. At least, I call him and talk to him on the phone, but it's
listen,
really...
you can never do enough for this guy. Forget about it. Tough love. That's it. I know it's a bitch. I know it's hard to acknowledge that your own parents are losers. But sometimes you have to do that.
It's hard to cut them loose because they have that control over
Well, it's certainly at 19, it's a reasonable thing sometimes to do. If we were talking to a 15-year-old, we'd say just honk her down and stay out of harm's way and get away to college. But she's 19. Dad's showed his hand.
Yeah.
And she's already independent, away from him, and he sounds like a very
a-hole.
Yeah, a very immature person. He's parentalizing her, which is not a healthy thing for her. You're right, it's probably better for her just to forge a life.
You have to realize what people are capable of emotionally, even when they're your own parents or your brothers or sisters, whoever they are, no matter how much you love them or no matter how much you're bonded to them. You have to realize what they're capable of, and then don't ask more than they're capable of, because you will be banging your head against the wall for the rest of your life with these people. I realize that with my family.
That's beautiful.
I don't bother
Sounds a
them.
little cathartic here, Adam.
Well, it's like my family, they're good people, but they're not terribly interested.
What happened this weekend? Wait a minute,
for
something
Christ's
happened.
sake.
David, hey, hang on, something happened.
No, I didn't talk to anyone of them. I didn't talk to anyone in my family.
Do they even know you have... Here's the problem. I know what it is.
What is that?
None of them know you have a TV show, do they? The Man Show?
There's something, but not really.
There we go.
Not
There we go.
What were you saying?
Not really.
None of them know.
No, they know, but they don't.
They don't really know.
You
No,
are
they
such pain.
They don't know because you never told them, because you knew that they would just like, oh, okay, what's for dinner?
No,
And that would be so painful and so...
All right, shut Drew's mic off. He's becoming
Adam,
too cathartic
can
for
you
me.
open up? Can you open
I'm
up?
trying to open up,
All right.
Rumpelstiltskin over there.
Close it. Let's share our love. These babies out here, they need help, okay? You kids are together every minute of the day. You can get your healing. You got to do it on the air. Huh? There are people calling in with problems, man. Open your heart and let's heal them.
All right, Rumpel. Is that
Get your
Rumpel
head out of
who's
your own
sleeping?
butt, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Rip Van Winkle.
Rip Van Winkle. What did Rumpelstiltskin do?
Read a book.
Spun
Okay,
gold,
Gold out of his beard or something?
Out of
I
straw.
saw a very frightening picture of Dr. Drew right in the other room.
Oh, the high school
Oh.
pictures.
boy.
Oh, boy.
Were you ever addicted to anything, Dr. Drew?
No, I wasn't. Those were so emotional problems.
He had a bad relationship with a hairdryer all through high school.
Apparently.
All right, we'll be back.
You have 5 seconds.
Grier from Damon. That's Fox, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Was also on tonight, but we're a little late for that, so catch it tomorrow night. It's a pretty good lineup. It's Fox, and then those guys we had on from that show on Thursday.
Yeah, it's
barely living or making a living,
barely
or
breathing.
not getting it on, or
there you go.
who'd we have? We
Coming
had
and going.
John Grier.
John Grier and
Dwayne Martin.
Yes,
Dwayne Martin,
Dwayne,
good
yeah.
friend.
Nice guy.
From
We went fishing. In
Getting
Ohio.
Personal. That's right. Now, so then Getting Personal, and then Molly McButters, I call it, but I think everyone else calls it Ally McBeal. Yeah.
This woman from Ally McBeal is going to be on our show, Lisa Nicole Carson.
Ooh, with the big jugs?
No, Adam, with a big heart and a very special,
right underneath them
talented,
big
beautiful
jugs.
black woman. That's
Yeah,
who
she's
she is.
fine. Yeah, we had her. We had her on the TV show.
How'd she do?
Remember the one she was wearing that big baggy burlap hat?
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
She's a gypsy girl. She's free
Yeah.
spirit.
Very
She's
Free spirit.
yeah. She don't like to be confined by a bra or
a white man.
Or a white man.
Or Bobo.
But you know what?
Devil.
I'll tell you. I got a couple of videos dedicated to this type of women.
Okay, here we
I
go.
enjoy the chocolate women with the large
Oh,
breasts.
how was that
right.
Vixen 2 tape?
Hey, will you ever be seen in public with him?
Wait a minute. Let me tell you, a little trouble with the Vixen 2 tape. The girlfriend found it queued up to the twins. That's trouble.
I thought you said she liked pornography as much as you do.
She does. She. I don't listen. I don't.
Do you watch
know-
the whole tape? Because I've seen about
I don't know if
5
Larry
minutes of it.
Flint
but you don't
likes
wanna
the
see
porno like
whole
I do.
Tape, do you?
No.
Hey, baby, let's do that again. Bang.
No, I don't have the sound up. Let me tell you the problem. We had the Morrell sisters in.
Oh.
And I had the Voluptuous Vixens, too, that Playboy put out. I got it 6 months ago. Now, usually that's not a good defense, but it is when your girlfriend accuses you of taking the movie right home and watching it. Baby, I had this movie 6 months ago. The problem is she popped it in, and it was queued up to the sisters.
Hey,
And,
I'm looking at
that's
your
trouble.
calendar. Anal sex expert. Do we need an expert in that area?
Not another one.
I mean,
Drew
what do we
usually
need to know,
covers-
Dr. Drew?
I don't
Butter
know.
up
We'll
and
find
enjoy.
out. It'll be interesting.
And like the chiropractor says, relax or you may get hurt.
There you go. Ay, 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 ay.
Oh, we got strippers coming up. We got Angelica Bridges from Baywatch. We got Natasha Henstridge. That's my woman.
And you have Shane, the porn star.
That's right. Ron Jeremy, the porn star. And Tyra Banks, who, if she was a porn star, I would be in line at the video store right now.
Don't you disgrace
Don't you
her.
almost use the F word.
Don't you disgrace her.
No, she's hot and she likes Drew.
Oh, boy.
Joanna,
Yes,
you're 31.
yes, I'm 31. And first of all, I would like to say, Adam, you always dog yourself and you always think you're always saying that you're unattractive, but you are a very attractive man, and I wanted to let you know that.
You're good enough, and you're...
And,
Joanna, I'm still in the room. Hello, do you have some love for me, baby?
You what's that? I have love for everybody.
Oh, boy, here it starts.
Thank you, Joanna. What do you want now?
I'm 31, and, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a disease. I have reflex sympathetic dystrophy in my arm, and I've been very depressed.
Well, let me explain what it is. It's a thought to be a disturbance of the sympathetic nervous system,
Yes.
which causes pain and abnormal blood supply to the extremity. That's
Does it cause
affected.
paralysis?
It causes a lot of pain.
It's
It can
a very
cause
severe pain.
cause swelling, cause
disorder.
dissolution of the decalcification of the bone.
So no hand jobs are out.
Yeah, I've completely lost the use of my right arm, but I've been severely depressed.
Yeah.
But the last 6 months or so, I got tuned into your show, and I just love to listen to it. And my husband and I have had a lot of problems anyway, but he's angry at me because one of the highlights in my day is listening to your show. And he works 12, 14-hour days, and when he comes home, he's tired and wants to maybe do something, and listening to your show is like one of the highlights of my day. It helps with my depression and
so
can you take a pill and give a little to your husband?
If you listen to Adam and Dr. Drew anymore, I just don't know what I'm going to do because you're making me crazy. But
Well, can't you leave the radio on while you're performing oral sex on him?
I think you're being a little selfish.
Well,
he
no,
usually
but
works
here-
12,
I know.
14 hours a day.
Here's your, put your good thumb in his ass.
You are.
It's a debilitating disease, and
Well, she's mad at him, okay?
Why are you mad
no,
at him?
my
What
husband's
kind-
mad at me.
Wait a minute. You said you guys were having problems. What kind of problems are you talking about?
Because of the disorder that I have,
Yeah.
He doesn't
it's
understand
been
that.
very stressful
Oh,
on our
I can
marriage.
imagine. Listen, my girlfriend gets a bad haircut. We don't talk for a month. I mean, I can only imagine paralysis of the arm that way. And Drew, is there any reversal of this, or is that it?
Yeah, it's treatable. Have you had local proximal blocks and things?
I have had I've had 8 nerve block injections.
They didn't work?
And no, I've had success with 2 of them.
Okay.
And
so there's some treatments, and the kind
other
of thing.
than that,
right.
It's just been a terrible disease, and I haven't known how to.
Do you feel he's been helping you through this, and has he been sympathetic and
He's been very sympathetic. I've had it for 3 years, and he's at his wit's end because, and I can't blame him.
Let me just summarize this. I mean, she is saying he is. One of the things she said was he's never available. He's always at work. And she's suffering through this illness. He doesn't really seem to understand. He's not connecting with her in the way that she needs. And but a lot of buts in there. And so, what the only relationship she has with us? It's this universal, unidirectional relationship. She has a fantasy.
Needs to get some counseling and give her husband some attention.
Well, yeah, of course, sure.
Oh,
but you understand that this, it feels familiar to her to be connected with us, and sort of this sort of has a fantasy quality to it.
The Adam that you love is not real.
That's true. That's the point. And the fact is, it isn't a real relationship. I mean, we're just sort of a part of the environment.
The David Alan Grier that you think is funny is not funny.
And the Adam that you think is sober without a black eye has one. Put your hand down, Adam, and take your beating.
Oh, get me on that crappy show, would you? Come on, give me a part on that show.
There's no room for your Porsche that you'll be buying, mister.
Hey, but David?
Yes, sir.
I come on, couldn't I?
Yeah, you can anytime, man. Because Dr. Drew, you're cool.
Thanks.
Hey, we were on, what was that, All Fired Up?
Fired Up.
Yeah.
All fired off.
That thing went right off the air 5 minutes after we did the episode. I don't even think there was film in the camera. It was already done. All right, listen.
Wait, but so Joanna, look, realize that you're not getting what you need from your husband. Try to figure out what it is you do need. See if you can communicate that to him. See if he can organize his day around you a little bit better than
maybe you can organize your day around him.
And
don't use your disease
but she's
as an excuse.
Right, and she's angry and whatnot.
Angry about what? She's angry for being sick.
But she's feeling abandoned and whatnot. For him
Listen, let me explain something, guys. That you have a few trials in your life. If a woman has a miscarriage, if a woman has a disease, if a woman, here's another trial. When her father or mother dies, you got about 2 or 3 days where you really got to be on your best behavior.
2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 crucial days in there where you got to come up with some flowers, you got to do a lot of hugging, you got to take a day off work to stay with her, or you will pay. Believe me, you will pay for the rest of your days. This is the way women work. They know what's going on.
I think you're right,
and
Adam.
they keep a tally.
The way they work is they suck you dry, and once you're a hollow, empty shell, they discard you and
blow you out like a dandelion.
There you go.
We had an experience with my wife. The day we found out that we were having triplets, it was an ultrasound, and I stood there watching this on the screen. I thought, oh my God, there's triplets in there. And the guy kind of said, well, there's more than one in there. And I said, oh my God, how we afford this? She never, oh honey, how wonderful. It was like, oh my God, how we going to, how much?
Right.
Always a miracle.
She now continues to remind me of that almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, but you could have said worse. You said, which one do we kill? I mean, you could have gone all the way there. You didn't.
Women have, I'll tell you, women don't seem to have much of a memory when it comes to like mathematical equations and stuff like that, but you put your foot in your mouth once with a few beers in you on someone else's anniversary or something 5 years ago, they will never forget that. It's like a loop.
Let me tell you what a gash really wants, friends. They want their honey bunny to be there, spoon with them, hug them from behind. Don't cop a feel in those periods.
When your woman is having difficulty, that's when you got to rally.
There you go.
And here's what's going on. This guy didn't rally. He's not getting any sex.
There you go.
And she's blaming it on us, or he's blaming it on us, but it's really about him not rallying behind her and her needs.
In a real way, and then sort of escaping into his work.
All right, let's sell this call before we go to break, because this is good. I'm going to this one. Tawny?
Hello?
You're 14.
Yeah.
Here's what the screen says. Is pregnant with her dad's child. Doctor said to talk to counselor. Do you agree?
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Okay, so not you. Okay, hold on a second, wait.
But you're pregnant with your dad's child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, unless your little brother crawled up inside of you, this is trouble. And even if he did, this is trouble.
Are you still living at home with him?
Yes, I am.
All right, hold on a second, Tony. Do not do anything.
Okay.
Okay, don't smoke or drink or anything. Just hold on.
Don't move.
and we'll go to break, and then we'll sort this all out, all right?
All right.
All right. Oh, man. We'll be back.
Loveline. Be right.
No. No, I don't. I certainly don't. That's what you get in the... That's what you get in the...
There's nothing more
when you go to a
annoying than
hotel.
that. Exactly. There's nothing more annoying than hotel porn. Of course, I was in Vancouver, and that was a real deal Holyfield, my friend.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you the problem with the porn on when you go to a hotel and they have it all cut up. Basically, what they do is they cut the guy out, essentially, and they keep looping the same shot of him in a sweaty, furrowed brow.
And when you get home from a long weekend like that, your girlfriend goes, "Guy, you smell like the hand lotion." All for you, baby. I'm just trying to get
You're so supple.
Yeah.
The problem is after about an hour watching that, I've never wanted to see a penis so badly in my entire life, and that's not a natural craving for a man. But I swear to God, I'm looking at my own penis just to try to get some penis involved with the proceeds. All right, so when we left off, David Alan Grier is here.
How you doing?
By the way, tonight, and
about some healing.
And he's in it. He's in a mood tonight, but it's a good one. I like that. Just come in here.
I think he's just feeling comfortable with us now.
Is that what it is?
Let it hang out.
Yeah, why? Wasn't I comfortable last time?
I don't know.
Can you diagnose me, Dr. Drew?
We've always liked you, David.
Oh, here it comes again. Why do you always do this every time?
We've always appreciated
I'm not gonna hang out with you.
We always thought you were really nice and
I'll see you on the
really
second show.
intelligent,
Thanks a lot.
and we've always spoken highly of you, but tonight you're really coming into your own.
Wow, thanks a lot, Adam.
All right.
Excuse me for a minute. Dr. Drew, let's do dinner again.
All right.
Your family's so wonderful.
All right, thanks, David. I appreciate it. My wife mentioned that she wanted to see you again.
Tani? Yeah, but alone. Tani?
Yeah.
You're 14.
Uh-huh.
You are pregnant?
That's right.
Yes. How far along are you? How pregnant are you?
Oh, a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. And it is your dad's seed that is in you.
That's right.
And what happened?
Well, since I was younger, he's been molesting me, and I don't know, I just started feeling real weird, and so I went to the doctor.
Now, did the doctor report this?
No, she did not.
She didn't. You've not anybody from social services talk to you or anything like that?
No.
Are you planning to talk to somebody?
Well, yeah, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Well, did you tell the doctor who the father was?
No, but I think she had a,
Could have turned like an Abbott and Costello bit. Who's
wait a minute.
who's
Why
dad,
would she?
Dad?
Why would she have an inkling that it's your father?
Well, she's a real close friend of the family.
She's your physician?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't sound right.
All right, listen. What's up? Where's your mom?
Oh, she's somewhere.
Somewhere in this country,
Somewhere, yeah.
but not at home.
No,
You don't see her.
no.
How come?
Because she abused me when I was younger, too.
And
How are you feeling inside right now?
Confused.
Yeah.
All right, but I just want to get to the bottom of the mechanics part of it, and then we'll get to the emotional end of it. I'm not quite sure why her physician, if she has an inkling of what's going on, is not alerted
Isn't that
somebody.
her legal
She
obligation?
absolutely.
sure.
In fact, I'm wondering what our obligation is here right now, frankly.
Mine's going to go home in about 14 minutes and watch more movies. But Drew, you, my friend, are under the gun now.
This needs to be reported to social services somehow.
Tani?
Yeah.
How long did you say your dad has been molesting you?
Oh, since I was like 4 or 5.
Oh, my God.
And how regularly does he do this?
A lot.
Like twice a week?
More than that.
Do you have a stepmom around?
No, I don't.
Your dad doesn't date any other women since your mom left?
No.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I don't.
Wow.
That's sad but good at the same time.
Are you scared to report it? I mean, are you afraid to report this?
Yes, I am.
Why? What do you think is going to happen?
I think he'll beat me.
Have you been able to get along with your life? I mean, in terms of, are you in school and all that stuff?
Uh-huh.
You are?
Yeah.
You're in the 8th, 9th grade?
Yeah.
And you're able to maintain your grades and all that?
Yes, I am.
Probably got a better GPI than I did.
That's easy.
That's true. I just have to
What
show up.
exactly did your doctor say? She said you need to do what?
She said that I needed to attend a counseling appointment and that I needed to get in touch with somebody and tell them.
And she didn't ask who the father was?
No.
She didn't.
Is she going to be your obstetrician?
Huh?
Is she going to be your doctor for the pregnancy?
Yes, she is.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't think she knows who the father is. I think that you are hoping that she knows. Am I right?
Yeah, probably.
But
Yeah,
scared
you
to
have
tell her?
Exactly. You have to tell.
You
You know
have
why I
to
think
be.
this? Because I dated a girl once who was raped, and she was really angry at her mother because she felt her mother should have
saved her
known.
from it, yeah.
Yeah, her mother never knew.
Of course.
But when she was that age, she felt, you're an adult. You're supposed to know.
Right.
You're supposed to
You're
read
supposed
me,
to
and you're
save me
supposed to
from
know.
this,
Do
yeah.
you feel like that at all?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, David.
Well, Tawny, listen, you've got to start talking to the people who are the caretakers here, and the system, God willing, will help you out.
I'm going to go further. Do you have to get out of that house now? She shouldn't even go home.
Of course not.
Well, she is home right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Get out. Get out
Hey,
of the
but
house.
Tawny, let me ask you something without, and don't take this the wrong way, but, you know, your dad's been perpetrating this abuse for 10 years now. Is it something that you've grown to be, like, almost accustomed to?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, probably.
All right, Drew, relax over there.
And you think it's your fault in any way?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, but you know you need so much help, and you are not at fault. You're a victim in this whole thing, and that's why you have to go to some authority figure at school, walk into a police station somewhere, and you have to tell them the truth. You'll feel better.
But see, you know, the thing is, David, is it's almost like taking the heroin away from someone who's strung out at this point. It's like there's going to be a crash.
There'll be a reaction.
And there's going to be a reaction eventually anyway, but at this point, it's almost contained, even though it's horrifying.
Right. She lives in a house of cards, and it's still her father, and all those conflicted feelings about not wanting to leave
What
him.
is she
and
supposed to do about this pregnancy?
I agree with you. She needs to be out of there, but to expect her to be able to initiate all this on her own is maybe a little unrealistic. And unfortunately, the caretakers aren't picking up on the cues.
So
just
you're
yet.
offering her no hope.
No, I'm saying the same thing you are, and I'm saying she's got to be more. You got to be clearer with the people that are taking care of her, and Tawny, you have to realize that this must come out, and that people may not be able to guess it unless you tell them.
And you have to have an abortion, don't you?
And if it's easier to tell someone over the phone, there are numbers that you guys can give her, right?
Yeah, let me give you.
Can...
Yeah, Tawny, I would suggest that you keep talking about this tonight. Can I give you another number?
Sure.
Okay, it's one.
Well, hold on a second. We go through this all the time. Tawny, do you have a pencil?
No, not yet.
Okay, could you get one of those?
Yeah.
Where's your dad now?
Oh, he's sleeping.
All right, here we go. 1-800-422-4453.
4453?
Yeah, 800-422-4453.
Okay.
And it's a 24-hour hotline. They specifically deal with this issue. You need to call it, all right?
Okay.
All right, Tawny.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Tawny?
Uh-huh.
What's your dad do for a living? Is he in parking enforcement? What's he do?
He is, a metal person.
Works around metal?
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. I have a theory about guys who work around metal. David, I know Drew's making a face right now because I don't trust any guys who work around metal. I really don't. And this guy, I had a feeling. I didn't have my metal feeling, but there was a feeling, and now it's been confirmed. Drew, you cannot.
Such a deep depression right now. You have to give me some drugs, man.
Do you know that
you'll be dating Tawny in 10 years?
Was I right or not? Was I right or
You're
not
right.
about that?
I embarrassed myself on the GD CNN Talkback Live. It was JAMA published an article about 2 years ago that suggests that as many as 40% of American teenagers were abused at some point during their life.
But the reason why I cued into that is just because I remember what that girl told me, is that she was really angry, and her mom died, so she was never able to resolve that, and she just felt that they should have known.
Well, there usually is that hostility, that the parent should have saved the child from whatever the perpetrator
You're my
did.
parent. You're supposed to see that I'm acting
See it and
differently.
save them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
You know what I'm going to do? Just had this wild idea. I'm going to try to convince the entire world to commit suicide on the same hour of the same day, but I'm going to wait till I'm in my 80s.
Please. That would be
That'd
wonderful.
be an interesting experiment.
What?
And we could just start new.
Can we have some laughing gas or something?
Why does your being in your 80s necessary?
I don't want to do it now. Come on.
Oh, you'd go with them?
Yeah, I got a career going on and stuff like that.
Okay, that's
Looking
good.
at cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it now. Wait till I'm in my 80s. Let me ask you this, Drew. As a medical doctor, she can't have that child, can she? Want the child to be genetically screwed up? I mean, look at it this way: the kid's dad's pretty genetically screwed as is. Imagine what he's passing on. I mean,
I don't know how
his
the laws
genes
like that.
are actually shaped like banjos.
I don't know.
Is that possible?
I don't know how the law looks at that. I don't. But yes, there's a higher probability of problems.
Is it higher or is it real extra high?
It's extra high.
The kid's going to come out looking like Leonard Nimoy, right? I mean, please.
John.
I mean, she's got to talk to someone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please.
John?
Yeah?
John, stop arguing with your pal over there.
All right.
Hey, hold on. Engineer Mike, do you have the last call from Thursday night where that woman was just getting worked? Hold on a second, John. Somebody, let me set this up.
Hold up. Keep that on. Be quiet for a minute. Turn it up,
Let's
brother.
focus. Our very last call on Thursday night, the person was on hold for an hour. It was a question, a younger guy dating an older woman who was apparently very horny. And when we punched them up, we started calling their name. They couldn't hear us. He'd putting the phone down, and they were getting it on. And this wasn't staged for the radio.
Can you be quiet? I want to hear it.
Well, hold on, Mike. Don't play for a second. I'm telling you why this wasn't staged
Mike,
for the
turn it on.
radio
I swear to
because
God, I'm going to break the glass.
we put people on hold, and they have no idea when we're going to get to them.
Right.
We have them on hold for 10 minutes or 110 minutes. They don't know when we're going to punch them up. So you couldn't orchestrate it that way. It was totally organic and orgasmic. One more time, Mike, for David.
Go, baby, go! He's working it. Hey, wait a minute. I know what this is. They're blowing up one of those air mattresses.
Yeah. They're camping. Jeez. Yeah, it really keeps going. And then the guy knocked off for about 10 minutes, and you heard a beer go. Then he was back on.
Oh, to be young and in love. Hey, Dr. Drew, remember 10, 20 years ago when me and you could go like that, buddy?
That's right, together
Yeah,
in
baby.
the same room.
Yeah, baby. Nowadays, it's like, honey,
the
I'm
same
about
cot.
Yeah, but I used to be able to do that.
And we'll go to break.
Loveline.
Because he's sleep deprived, and I think, Dr. Drew, you need to give some Loveline to the honey bunny at home, okay? I don't want to get in your backyard, but let's check our own laundry.
Thanks for your input.
Yeah. We'll check my
Are
laundry
you
while you're
receiving
there,
it,
too.
Adam? I don't think, are we receptive here, Dr. Drew?
Oh, yes. Right.
You know, sometimes the healer needs to be healed. Dr. Drew, tomorrow, let's call in
Your
sick.
dad was a physician. You know what
Yeah,
that's
let's
about.
call in sick, and let's get into Mama's world, okay?
Yeah.
3 little ones need a hug, Drew.
You need
They don't
to.
want to see your backside going through the screen door, okay?
Yeah.
All right, then. A lot of healing going on here tonight.
All right. That's very, very solid advice. David Alan Grier, everybody. Damon.
Thanks a lot.
On the Fox Network, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. And Adam, once again...
Let's make this one a success, huh? This
Oh,
time?
let's try, because I swear, I really need to buy some new stuff. Adam,
No kidding.
once again, you are fabulously rude.
Thank you.
Dr. Drew already has his
he's ready.
jacket on.
Believe me, he's
right
out
at
of
the
here.
door.
He is out of here.
He's
All right, so
gone.
David, we're going to hang a little. We're going to party?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm too busy. Thanks for asking.
So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew and David Alan Grier saying...
Peace.
Mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone, but they might be Bob's. I'm Bob, and...